Stand on Business podcast, YouTube channel, talk show, wherever you're listening on Spotify, YouTube. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for listening today. It's awesome. Totally blessed. Totally grateful to for you, all of you that make the time to listen and watch this podcast. It means a lot to me. Um, like we do this for you. We do this for Jesus. That's why we do this. And we also love wrestling and football. So we make videos like that. A couple upcoming videos on those things are coming up soon. So be on the lookout for those things coming soon. Got Elimination Chamber coming up. Got the Combine coming up. Free agency. The draft. Um, WrestleMania is coming up soon, so it's gonna be a good time to for those conversations in wrestling and football. But of course, the most important thing here is that we talk about the Lord Jesus Christ, and that's the most important thing here. Realize it above all the things that we talk about on this podcast. Jesus is the most important thing. I hope you understand that. And if you do not know the Lord, please run to Him as you are. He loves you and He wants a relationship with you. Trust me, it is the best, most important decision you'll ever make in your life. But yeah, um, just so thankful, so thankful for real. You know, that I got 1,000 views on the testimony video, 1,000 subscribers on both TikTok and YouTube. Great accomplishment. Thank you. That's crazy, unheard of. It don't happen a lot for me. But yeah, it's awesome. Great to have that, to be able to have had that happen. Um, but yeah, just goes to show, you know. Um, yeah. Let's get into this video today. We're going to be talking about mental health. And there's been a lot of these as of recent, and I wish there weren't. This is one I wish we wouldn't have to talk about, but it is a serious problem in our world today. In my opinion, is the most. It's the biggest problem in our world today. You know, a lot of people are dealing with this. A lot of people have like mental health problems, and let's be honest here. Like I think we all have them. I think we all have, you know, stuff like that. But I don't think it's like some of us have it at a different point. You know what I'm saying? Because we all go through life. We all go through things in our head. So like our head is spinning. Our head is spinning. You know, we overthink things. We think things sometimes. You know, that's what our head does sometimes. Our mind, you know, does that to us. And to a certain point, a lot of people are dealing with it worse. I think we all do again. I think we all do have thoughts, you know, oh, I wish I could do this better, you know. We're hard on ourselves. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of us are sometimes. And you know, I'm glad enough that I never wanted to make that decision, you know, to end my life. Thank the Lord. Which that is probably the main reason why I've never is because of my relationship with Jesus. But man, so many other people have, and it seems like the problem in the world today, and that you never know who has it. You know, you never know what someone's going through today. Like, here's some of the numbers, y'all. Like, four 4,316 people in 2023 That was in 2023. That stat was set. Mental health deaths, I'm gonna say. That's how many they were. Per day, or 132 to 135. 135 and 132 per day, y'all. Per day. This is a real issue in our world today. And it needs to be solved. And because as of recent, there's been some athletes that have made those decisions. A couple of them being the most recent ones, Marshawn Nealon, Kyron Lacey, and the most recent one, Rondale Moore. All these guys were talented guys in the football. Kyron Lacey was about to go in the NFL. It goes to show you that all this stuff, all of it, football is not the only thing, that's going on through their head. There could be many issues in their head, many things they're dealing with in their head that are just circling around them. And they just can't stop, And I think we have to realize that football players, NFL players, college football players, they're just not people that we see on TV. They're real human beings just like us. And I think we have to realize that sometimes. Like, I know sometimes on social media, we poke fun of athletes just because they mess up, just because they have a bad game. I think social media and that has maybe hit them a little bit, hit them a lot sometimes. I really think that social media has been one cause of that. Not saying that is the biggest. That's the reason. I don't think that's the biggest reason. I think social media and hateful comments definitely don't help, especially because some of these athletes have a bad game. People are gonna say stuff about you. The pressure they have to go through during these games. Trust me, I understand it. I understand that. A lot of us, we don't understand, especially people that haven't even played a sport or football, especially, that there's a lot that goes on. I know, like, a lot of people that never played before, like, this is easy. They're getting paid just to play a game. One thing, this is their dream. That NFL players, all of them, they're accomplishing their dreams. That's awesome. But at the same time, regular people that don't play sports don't realize how hard it is, how physically demanding it is, how mentally demanding it is. Like, I remember perfectly, dude. You go through your day, and NFL players, they have families as well. Realize, they think they have more time on their hands, you know. But in high school, like, it was school, which obviously some athletes maybe do because trying to finish their degree, but most veterans don't have to deal with that. But yeah, you had your school. When I was playing in high school, you had your school. Then you had that. Then you had, you know, probably in the gym for a little bit, conditioning, stretching, had your practice. Um, yeah, that was mostly every single day, which makes sense. It's a sport. You have to be ready, be prepared. Of course, that there's nothing you can complain about that. You need to have that time. You need to have that time. But the thing is, people don't realize how hard it is. Oh, look at these people making money. Man, they deserve it. They really deserve it because it's hard work. It's really hard work. Having to go through conditioning. Y'all don't do that. When's the last time you ran? Be honest. Well, when's the last time you walked outside around your neighborhood? Oof. I'm I'm joking. I'm joking. Motivate yourself. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. But for real though, like I don't think we realize how what goes around football in your head, especially. You know, you're worried about the game. There's pressure on you. There's you know things going on in your head, circling in your head, getting plays right. You know, I don't know about any other sports like soccer, baseball, um, basketball. Like those sports, you kind of have. I feel like football is the most mentally sport thing. Like it's more mental than it is physical, even though you see a lot of physical. But it really is more mental than we realize. Like remembering things, you know, like watching the film and remember what the defense is doing. Like trying to keep your mind at peace, getting the pressure off you. You know, there's a lot of things that we don't realize, and it's why I think that most of these athletes made those decisions. I wish they didn't. Like Marshawn Nealon, crazy because the day before he passed, he made a game-changing play. He blocked a punt. Like I talked about in a video on social media on TikTok, Instagram, and all those things. It's probably down there if you scroll a little bit, but yeah, like he blocked a punt before he passed, the day before he passed. Crazy, so crazy. You know, like that goes to show that that wasn't from football, because he just made the biggest play of his life, biggest play of his NFL career. Could have went up from there. We don't know what else he was dealing with because we didn't know them. We didn't know the guy, unless you do. I don't know. But seriously, like there's stuff that people deal with, and we see probably sometimes on a daily basis that we don't know what truly they're going through at home. We don't know what they're going through from day to day. We don't know. We don't know what's going through their head. Like people, we just walk by every single day. We don't know what they're going through. They could be going through some crazy things that you've never experienced. Things in their head, things in their life that they are dealing with, and we just don't know. And I know we're just talking about these athletes, but seriously, there are people from day to day people, regular people that have made those decisions also. And I'm trying to tell you that they they have their dreams. They realize maybe that's not all it. Now, I don't think the reason that they made those decisions was because of football. I think of stuff outside of football. And add that to the physical demanding and mental stuff they deal with in football. So much pressure. So much things at home that we don't know of. You know? And another person is Kyron Lacey, who, let's be honest here, got accused of something that he should not have been accused of. And I think that maybe it was the reason that he made that decision. It sucks. Because if you don't know, Kyron Lacey was involved in a speeding. I think it was an accident, they said. That's what they said. at first. It was an accident. He was involved, got arrested. I think the person died um, that was hit. Now, they said he hit him, I believe. And he was getting accused, you know, but they said he stopped behind him way further than people said. They said he hit him. Did not happen. You know, that's crazy. That's wrongfully accusing someone of something that they didn't do. Even there, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's terrible. It's really terrible because that kid would have been a heck of an athlete in the NFL. And little did he know I really do think that he made that decision because there were so much things he was going through in his head. Like, couldn't imagine, you know, because he was like, oh, I'm going to jail. My life is over. Probably the stuff he was going through his head. But yeah, man, like, I hated when that happened. You know, like that person, I seen clips on social media. He seemed like a great person, great guy. Malik Neighbors, Jane Daniels, they were teammates together. Seemed like they're great people. He was a great dude, from what I've seen. I'm like, before that even was the case was solved. Like I was like, ain't no way this kid would do that, you know. But it didn't happen. He didn't do it. But just that one stung. That one stinks because like people can do this all the time. People can be the cause sometimes. You know, people can point fingers, say mean things, just like the social media thing. People on social media can say whatever they want behind a camera. In their mama's basement, probably. Half the time. But like, yeah. Sometimes people can get to you. They say something and it's in your head for a lifetime. You know, a teacher told me that I would never do anything successful in my life ever. And that stuck with me for a long, long time. People tell me I can't do things. People tell me, oh, be realistic, yo. Stuck with me for a really, really long time. But somehow I used it. Somehow I used it not to feel down on myself, but to build myself up, to be better. That's what I did. Because people are going through their own problems that throw problems at you half the time. People are going to say stuff about you. People are going to do this to you, do that to you. Not everybody's going to love you. It's not a very motivating thing to say, but not everybody's going to love you. Let's face facts. You know, people are people. People are people. Humans make mistakes. You know, Jesus said it best. They do not know what they're doing. Because they don't know what they're doing. Half the time. But yeah. Like don't allow people to get in your head. Don't allow people to get to you. Don't allow it. People stink sometimes. I know. I get it. They stink. The world is worlding. That's for sure. And the people in it are I don't even know. People are just in it for themselves sometimes. People are just people. doing people things. But yeah, and another one, the most recent one, is Rondale Moore. Now, and this was one that was actually a really good receiver, underrated in my opinion, that had the potential to do something. Got hurt the season prior with the Vikings, um, which maybe that could have been the reason there. But it's like, man, like he was really good at Purdue, played really good football there. Like he was an athlete, but I really feel like this because there was a clip online that's been shown of J.J. Watt talking to Rondale Moore, and Rondale Moore dropped the pass. And we all saw how hard on him he was on himself, how he brought himself down. Like I need to catch that. But I did love what J.J. Watt said. A real true leader. I could only imagine what's going through his head. You know, he said, "Oh, that's your job description. You know, wide receiver. That's your job description." But then he was like, "Is it Wednesday or is it Sunday?" Because they're entering the game. Is it the game? It's in practice. They're in practice, not in the game. This is the point he was trying to make. He said, "Hey, catch some balls after. Get better. Get some work in after, and catch it on Sunday." Love what J.J. Watt said. That's a true leader right there. We need more leaders like that. We need more leaders like J.J. Watt to be there for people, not to tear people down, yell at people. You know, that clip kind of was like, ugh. He was really hard on himself. I really could see it. You know, just from that clip alone. You know, and then J.J. Watt was like, you know how many times I got knocked down in my career? So much. But you got back up. You can get back up. Just because someone teared you down, just because you got knocked down, does not mean you can't get back up. One of my favorite movies ever. I guess you can say movie series, franchise, I guess, is Rocky and Creed, the boxing movies. One of my favorites. You know, Rocky's down, right? And he gets back up and keeps fighting. Keeps fighting. You know, that's the mentality we have to have. It's not just to be staying down and staying in our head, is getting back up, standing back up. You know, a lot of us are just sitting there in our head on our couch. You know, I really pray and hope everybody's mind can be cleared and just be at peace. You know, but at the same time, you have to make some movements also. And don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't add pressure to yourself. I know there's a lot of people probably in your life are like, depending on in your younger age, because look at these people. These guys were at least in their 20s, 25s, probably like 21 to 26 maybe. These athletes, I was their age. They're young. You know, a lot of us out there, they're making those decisions are around my age, in the 20s. They're making those decisions, and I think it's because there's a lot of pressure on us to, like, what are you going to do with your life? What are you going to do? Like, a lot of people don't know yet. A lot of people don't. And it's sad, you know? You gotta keep waiting. You gotta keep getting up and showing up. You know? It's it's a world right now where is getting pressured, and yeah, you gotta figure it out right now. You gotta do it right now, dude. Ain't nobody got it all figured out right now. Let's be real. Not everybody has their life figured out right now. And let me tell you something. It is okay. It's okay to not have your life figured out right now. It's okay. Not everybody else does. Some adults don't. Some adults don't. And they're still in their higher age. Then let me tell you, keep getting back up. Keep striving. The thing you love. I want you to think about this. What is the thing that you love doing the most? Your passion. What do you have passion for? I want you to think about it. At the end of this video, when this video is over, I want you to go by yourself and I want you to think, what is the thing that I want? What do I love to do? Simple. A simple thing. What is the thing you love doing? Music, singing, serving people, helping community. What could it be? Art. What could it be? Sports. Maybe a sport you want to play. Think about it. Think about, what do I love to do? What do I love to do? I want you to think about that. God gave us all a passion for something, whether we're a Christian or not. God gave you a passion for something, whether you see it as a job or not. People are telling you, oh, college is the answer. Some of you, maybe that's not the answer for you, and that's okay. You know, I think in our world today, we are so pressured into going into college. I think it's a real pressure thing. Because some people don't know what they're doing. Why am I in college? What am I going to do in college? Like, some people don't know. I don't hate on everybody that says, hey, I don't want to go to college. Like, I think you can be successful either way. Either way. In my opinion, you have to know what you got to do to go to college. You know, and maybe I think it's okay. Like, hey, I want to go to college and figure out what I want to do. That's cool too. Like, I agree so much. But also, like, if you just, hey, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to college. You can always go back. You can always do it online again. You know? Do what you want to do. Don't do what others want you to do. Do what you want to do. You have a passion. You have something that you love to do. I want you to think about that today. Just think about that. And then I want you to go to work. Next day, I want you to think about that thing all day. Say, hey, I can do this. There's this thing I love doing. Maybe some of you know what it is. What I want you to do is, whatever it is, tomorrow, go to work. Or do it today. Be like, hush. Dog. But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Got off track. Hold on. But yeah. Today, there is no tomorrow. Work at it. Go to work. Whether it's art. Work on an art piece. Whether it's music. Work on singing. Whether it's, I don't know. If it is schoolwork, do some more studying. Whatever it may be that you're wanting and loving to do, I want you to try and work at it. Go work at it somehow, some way. That's what I want you to do today. I want you to think about that thing that you love to do. Tomorrow, go work at it. But yeah. But it's, again, so many deaths, and it's sad. You know, it really is really upsetting, really sad to see so many people making that decision to end their own life. You know, that their life doesn't end on on God's terms, but ends on your own. You know, when you do it, it's like it's really sad, especially with the people around you that love you. You know, it will really hurt. It's gonna really hurt them. Your loved ones, your family, it's gonna really hurt them. You know, I think we all, again, we all have things in our head, are circling in our head that maybe cause these issues, and maybe some of you have those, and it's the reason you're in your head so much. One is insecurities, like your insecurity about something, the way you look, the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you are, those things. Listen here, man. God made you in His image. You're fearfully, wonderfully made. I want you to realize that. I know sometimes we can get caught up in ourselves and say, oh, this person has that person has this, I don't. Like, sometimes we can get insecure. You know? Sometimes, you know, gets to us, gets to our in our head from time to time. Another one is trauma. Things that may have happened in your life in the past that maybe you haven't gotten over fully. Maybe whatever it may be, something in your life that you maybe dealt with that at your age you probably shouldn't have dealt with. Like my life, my parents, and that the arguing and fighting and getting divorced kind of traumatizing to me, especially. Gave me a lot of, things that I don't want to think about. It can get to your head. It can make you angry. Maybe the reason you do some stupid things sometimes. But yeah, is the life problems that you're dealing with right now, like, can sometimes be the reason for it. A reason that they did that. A reason that the people from day to day make that decision. It's the life problems that we deal with today. Can be a real thing. Another one is people. People can hurt you. People can say mean things about you, say disgusting things that tear you down. There are people out there that do that don't really love you. And it's sad. Yes, there are people out there that are that way. heartbreak. Heartbreak is definitely one of them. Just simple. And if you're looking for an answer, and you can't find it right now, we're going to go into a story in the Bible. Um, and we're going to do with two stories, actually. One of them is the story of Judas. And here I'm going to say is why this is the reason. The next day could be the best day. The things you're going through right now, there could be a reason for it. There's a verse, John 13:7. You may not know now, but later you will understand. Like there are things going on through your head. You ain't understand it right now. Later, you don't understand it, but it could be much better. Your life could be much, much better tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years, 10 years from now. Your life could be so much better. Don't make the decision to do it. Because the things you're going through right now might be the problems that grow you 5, 10 years from now. You could be a whole different person. And now we're going to go, this is why we're going through the story of Judas. It'll make sense in a second. You're like, why are we talking about him? Dude, he literally betrayed Jesus. Why are we talking about the guy? Hold on a sec. Story of Judas, right? Judas was one of the disciples that Jesus picked to be his disciples, and along with, Matthew, Luke, Peter, John, all of them. Yeah. Judas was with Jesus, but it was only one out of the ones that really didn't follow Jesus. That knew Jesus, but didn't follow him. A lot in Christianity nowadays, that is a lot of people. Judas was, seriously, he went to church. He was with Jesus. That was the church. Some people in church right now are a Judas. Because Judas in the Bible, when everybody was sitting at the table and it was, the supper, the Last Supper. Why did I forget the name? Jeez. But anyway, the Last Supper. And everybody was asked, Jesus was like, someone is going to betray me. And everybody else, except for Judas, said, Jesus, I would never. But Judas said, Rabbi, which means teacher. That's what Judas thought of Jesus, was just a teacher. Yeah, he was a smart man, had a lot of great lessons to be taught from him. That's what he thought. He did not think he was the Son of God. That's who Judas was, sadly. Sadly. Was the man that betrayed Jesus. We all know that. But if you don't know, Judas was the one. He betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. And that's how Jesus went to the cross, died on the cross, all that stuff, how he got caught. Was Judas. He betrayed Jesus with a kiss. We all know that story. Got betrayed. Judas betrayed Jesus. And Judas could not live. This is the part of the story that I wasn't taught. I wasn't, in Sunday school, you can call it that, or in church. We were all taught, hey, he just betrayed Jesus, but there were demons living in Judas. There are demons living in Judas. in his head. And that's some of us today that go through the same thing. They got some demons in our head. People saying things and stuff gets in our head from demons. They roam the earth today. They're all around us. The things can get in our head. And Judas had that. Was in his head. Had some demons following him, Satan following him, tempting him into these things. It was in his head. So grieved and didn't, a lot of us, when we sin, we feel, there's a freedom. But then after is when it kicks in and it's like, no, I shouldn't have done that. That guilt gets to you. And that's what happened to Judas. That guilt got to his head. He was guilty. He knew he was guilty. And he could not live with himself. So what did he do? He ended his life. That right there is why I share that. Is because Judas had so much things going through his head. He was not saved. There was not. But literally, guys, the next day could be the best day, literally, because Judas made the decision to end his life. And maybe a couple hours, even, the next day, Jesus died on the cross for the sins of a person like Judas. And let's be honest, Judas is probably not in heaven. Don't think he is. Really don't think so. But if Judas maybe stayed one more day, Jesus would have saved his life. Jesus would have saved him. Judas would have saw Jesus rise from the dead. I'm telling you all, the next day could be the best day, because Judas thought life was over. Maybe some of you think that too, that your life is over, nothing's working out. But the next day could be the best day. Judas missed out. The devil got to him. The devil got to his head. Do not let the devil get to you. Do not let the demons get to you. Rebuke it. Rebuke it all in the name of Jesus. Right now. Say it with me. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Get it out. Get it out of your life. Ain't no room for that. Because Judas could have been saved if he stayed one more day. Jesus was paying for all of his sins. Yeah, if that ain't forgiveness, I don't know what else is. Jesus died for people that spat on him, for the people that betrayed him, for the people that mocked him. He died for those people too. The people that were literally disrespecting him to his faith when he was on the cross. He died for those people too. But yeah. Judas was one more day away from him. He could have been saved. And there's another story in the Bible, the book of Job. That a lot of us, I don't want to read that story, too depressing. But sometimes it can be good. Job is an important story because God literally gave Satan the access. He said, the devil said, oh, of course he follows you. You gave him everything. And what Satan took everything away. Literally everything away from him. Job was in bad shape. Bad shape. Bad shape. He lost his family, lost his land, I believe. Himself got sick. He was definitely down, depressed. But the only difference between those two stories, they were all dealing with stuff. The devil got to them both. But I want you to focus on what Job did. Job did something way different than Judas did. Job stayed faithful to God the entire time. Stayed faithful to Job the entire time. Did not drift away, turn away from him, sin, even though thousands of people went up to Job and said, you should curse at God. You should not follow God anymore. What people were saying to him. But Job, he stayed faithful to him the entire time. And what did Job get? Job got more than what he did last time. The verse, I believe, is in the book of Job, that God will give you 7 times more times what you lost. Just because you're going through something today does not mean it won't be better tomorrow. You could be in so much success later on in your life, in your 30s, and you could be with your family, you know, having you love your job. That could be your life 5, 10 years from now, or however old you are. Life could be different. Stay faithful to God. And if you're looking for an answer to how do I solve this, how do I get rid of the bad mental state, well, first question I have to ask to yourself is, where are you running to? Where are you going? When you're thinking those thoughts, where are you running to? When those thoughts hit your brain, where do you go? Do you go to the alcohol, the drugs? Because that ain't the answer. The pornography, do you run to that? Do you run to what else could there be? Thousands of things that you could run to that you shouldn't. Money, maybe it is money. Betting, maybe. But especially alcohol and drugs. They ain't the answer for you. that will make your life worse. Alcohol is probably the biggest one. Drugs, some people are like, no, don't do that. But alcohol, it's fine. You could drink a little bit. No, 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 no. Yes, it is fine to drink. But it's not fine to get drunk. Realize that. Realize that. You know, I'm about to turn 21. I said this before in a previous video, but I'm about to turn 21 and everybody's like, are you gonna drink? Are you gonna be drinking? I'm like, no. No, I'm not. I ain't doing that. But it is sad that they ask me. Not asking me, hey, it's a blessing to be 21, another year on this earth. What's next for you? Man, 21, man, you got some new opportunities ahead of you. But no, it's, oh, we're gonna go to a bar, you're gonna be drinking? No. It's sad. It's sad that goes to people's adults, people's head to say to them. But seriously, where are you running to? Where are you running to? When you're going through stuff, where are you running to? Is my question to you. And the answer that I'm going to give you, and the thing that I'm going to say can help more than anything, is you run to Jesus. You run to Jesus. You know, Jesus, when it was the last day, he carried a cross. Like he was carrying all of our sins. All the weight of our problems, all the weight of our fears, anxieties, our worries, our insecurities, of all our things that we deal with, are going through our head. Jesus carried that on the cross. Carried all the weight for us, so we don't have to carry it. When those thoughts enter your head, what I want you to do from now on is pray to God and give it to Him. Give it to Him. Give it to Jesus. Give it to Him. Because Jesus carried every single ounce of weight from our sins, from our worries, from our trauma, from our mental health, from everything. Jesus carried it all and got hung on that cross when He died. You see, I wear this cross every single day. Every single day. But I don't wear this cross just to say, hey, look at me, I look cool. No. And look at the shirt I'm wearing right now. He can carry that weight. People on Spotify, I wear a shirt that says, Jesus is the ultimate deadlifter. That's the shirt I'm wearing right now. And that's a perfect example. Because Jesus can deadlift all of our weight. Give it to Him. Hand it to Him. That might be the issue nowadays. That we're trying to get it right ourselves. On our own. Base facts, you can't do it on your own. Give it to Jesus. And I know when people say that, like, how do I do that? Just by reading the Bible. It ain't just that. It's crying out to God. It's venting to God. It's seriously weeping. It's weeping. Jesus did weep. Jesus wept, as it says in the Bible. He wept. He died on the cross for us. He did not die on the cross for you to, to call it quits. He loves you and he does not want you. He does not want you to do that, to make that decision. He wants you to go to heaven and meet you face to face. You don't need to carry that weight. Y'all gym lovers, y'all know when you trying to lift that weight, try to get your max, and that weight a little too heavy, you're pushing a little too hard. What are you gonna end up doing? Hurting yourself. Pull your back. Pull your shoulder. Something. Hurt yourself. That's the same thing with life. You carry that pressure, you carry that weight, you're gonna get hurt. Let the weight go and give it to Jesus. Is what I'm telling you right here, right now. Is give the weight to Jesus. Give the weight to Jesus. And lastly, my advice, of course, run to Jesus. But lastly, is find people who love you and who love Jesus. Find a godly community, a real godly community that loves you. Because we can't go through life on our own. I strongly believe that Jesus is the cure to this. And maybe therapy can help. Maybe those things can help. But I think those people made that choice too. Try to get help. Didn't work. The cure is Jesus. The cure is Jesus. And yes, you need people. But I ain't going to the unbeliever. I'm not going to an unbeliever. I'm not going to a hater who doesn't love Jesus, who doesn't love you. Don't go to them. Go to a godly community in your church area. Find some churches. There be people, hopefully, that you meet that love you. And I pray you find those people. Because they will be there for you. You're not a burden. You're not. Like, I don't care if you're a therapist. You could be the greatest therapist in the world, but if you don't believe in Jesus, you ain't the answer to the problem. Because a lot of therapists, look, they can be great, but half the time, some of them just, oh, hey, prescribe drugs. He loves you with all his heart. That's the greatest commandment, to love